His appointment with our ophthalmologist is when we found out that he had septo-optic dysplasia. They kind of were telling us, okay, I'm a doctor, I'm not God, but there's no optic nerve there, and we can't stimulate that. So you're just gonna have a blind child, is what they told us. It took us a long time to get him to allow us to brush his teeth, but he does a lot better.
Good job.
Mommy.
Yeah, you used to not like us to touch your face or your teeth. Can you say cheese? Fast forward to his 2-year appointment with the same ophthalmologist. He says, I'm really sorry that this is so awkward. I just thought I had the wrong chart. He's like, I remember diagnosing Baylor with septo-optic dysplasia, and he's like, now there's a nerve. It's still a very small nerve, but there's a nerve there. He's like, that's a miracle. Calling Jake that day to let him know, he's like, what's wrong? And I'm just bawling and I can't tell him. And I think I even had to give my daughter the phone, and I'm like, tell Daddy. And she's like, Baylor's not blind. And he's like, what? And I can hear her just like, Baylor's not blind, Daddy. Baylor. Is it so funny? We, called our families, and my sister-in-law was like, my aunt volunteers at this place called Little Lighthouse, and they help kids that are blind. So dropping him off probably the first month was hard. He cried and I cried almost every day. He couldn't walk, so I'm carrying him. He's a 3-year-old. He's kind of a big kid anyway. So carrying him in there, he's screaming, crying, throwing a fit. I thought they were just gonna call me at the end of that first week and tell me, sorry, he's scaring the other kid. Like, he can't come back. It's like, we're gonna get kicked out of Little Lighthouse.
We pretty much have a cheering line every day for the kids coming in. So when he first started, it was rough on him. And not that I saw any horrible behaviors, I just saw a child that was sad and scared. It was very hard, and he cried. Oh, he cried and he cried.
I don't know what it was that started it, but for about probably a year now, he doesn't go down the hall unless he has me with him. He comes in the morning, finds me in the lobby, is very adamant that it's me that walks him down.
Over the years, we've just seen him adjust so beautifully, and now he seems to really enjoy being here.
When that boy locks eyes with you and he gets that big old cheesy grin on his face because he recognizes you and he knows that he's happy with you, really, there's nothing better. And to think that at one point his parents were told that was never something that was gonna happen, that boy is a walking miracle.
I'm Kyla Beasley, and I am the lead teacher in Aqua class here at Little Lighthouse. This place is it's magical. When you walk in, you know that Jesus is everywhere in this building. I just think that the support of the staff in this has been unlike any place I've ever been. I've been at Little Lighthouse this is my 8th year. My grandparents were deaf. My grandmother was deaf and blind, so I started life in the world of disabilities. What Little Lighthouse does so well is that we think outside the box. We use sign language, we use LAMP, we use communication verbally, we use gestures. If you need a stand so that you can see better, if you need visuals because your processing is different than someone else's, then we have the visuals to use that. And so I think sometimes it's just as simple as how can we help you tell us your needs? So here we get to create an entire system that, like I said, meets them with where they are and celebrates the little things. One of the things I love the most about Little Lighthouse is our transdisciplinary team. Getting to work with our therapists, PT, OT, speech, vision, AT supports. We get to work so well as a team.
My name is Jamie Fox, and I'm a physical therapist here at the Little Lighthouse.
My name is Lindsay Kerr, and I am a speech-language pathologist at the Little Lighthouse.
My name is Anna Wallace, and I'm a certified orientation mobility specialist for the blind here at Little Lighthouse.
I'm Jordan Allison, and I'm an occupational therapist here at Little Lighthouse.
I've worked with children with developmental disabilities for 33 years. Yesterday in Aqua class, I chose the part about David and Goliath, so we're practicing our throwing skills. They reach down on the floor, they pick up the beanbag, we talk about the color, so they're having to use their vision to look down, they're using their muscles and their balance and coordination to step up on the box, balance on the box, then they get to throw the beanbag and knock Goliath out. The kids love it, it's fun, they don't realize that they're really working on a skill and practicing, and they're turning into wonderful cheerleaders.
I think a lot of people, when they hear speech, they just think, I help kids talk. I think what drew me to this field is that there's so much more to it than that, but it's about helping a kid communicate. Gestures, assistive technology, sign language, it's so much more than just making sounds. Feeding is another aspect of speech and language pathology.
I have kind of a list of kiddos that I see for cane instruction. We move around the building. I get to get them out of class. We work a lot on our environmental awareness. We go outside. We work on safety instruction training, kind of anything they're going to need for travel and independence. We're learning compensatory skills to overcome our visual impairment.
So occupational therapy, our main goal is looking at the whole person and what is limiting their participation in everyday occupations. So when you get up in the morning and you take a shower and you brush your teeth and you eat your breakfast, all of those things in OT would help. And meal times are always big for all the therapists. So Baylor in particular, he has like the slant board with the little ice cube tray. The speech therapist Lindsay and I, and then the O&M specialist Anna, we set that up for his vision. He sees mostly in the left visual field, and so it's over on his left side. And then the ice cube tray is a great trick we use with a lot of our kiddos to also work on fine pincer grasp. That's a great example of kind of the three of us and Kyla working together. You know, Jamie would be working on his positioning, or making sure he has the right chair so that his feet are on the floor and that his core is stabilized. All these things working together just for snack.
I'm watching them and seeing how they work with our kids and then trying to also incorporate that. And they'll come in and watch me do something, and then they take that and try to use that as well, because we can't do it alone.
We're really blessed that we have the ability to have so many different types of people on staff. Vision therapists, and that we can have assistive technology professionals, and that we have a nurse, and that we have teachers who are just so innovative and incredible. We have an amazing grant writer. We have an amazing IT guy. Like everyone comes together to make this happen. It does take this little village that I don't think you can find anywhere else in the world, because our kids are unique, and so they need that unique blend of people coming together to help them achieve their goals, and we have it.
Every child is unique and different, and they're gonna reach goals in their own unique way. We actually created our own assessment tool called the Student Growth Indicator that helps us track and assess skills in 13 different domains, and that's from academics all the way to therapy, all the way to sensory and self-help skills. We look at what a child can do well, and then we use that to make goals to build on that.
It was surprising to me how much intentionality there was in everything, from the construction of the building to just peering into a classroom and seeing what the kids were up to. So the whole building is curved, and I found it fascinating. The Fibonacci sequence is ingrained into why it's shaped like this. Learning that the students use the curved wall to find where their classroom is.
We're not just a daycare, we're a developmental center. We have all these amazing resources for these kids. And it's so hard to explain that to the outside world. People will drive by and not even think of anything about this building. But as soon as they walk in, they're like, whoa. They're just blown away by what happens in these walls.
We are walking on holy ground. We're walking on such a firm foundation where we truly believe that every student will accomplish something. We don't believe in no, we believe in not yet. And there's not another nonprofit that does that takes this amount of care and dedication not only into their students, but their entire community. The families we serve, the donors that keep our doors open, because without them, we would not be here.
Even if Baylor wasn't a student there, I feel like us just being a part of the community means a lot. I mean, it's such a uplifting positive
Yeah,
experience.
and they just consistently love on those kids. I mean, that's just what they were put here to do, for sure. I think they love our kids like they love their own.
Baylor has let go of the fear and started to just find that fun and the curiosity that all kids just have with their environment. They shouldn't have to be afraid. They should just be exploring and imaginative. He'll come say hello and he'll talk to us about what he's doing and he wants to share, and I just hope that never changes.
Little Lighthouse is just unmatched. This is a place that is created for them to truly blossom into who God created them to be. And I think that that love for these children is just in the walls. It's in every tile, it's in every locker, it's in every doorknob. I mean, it's just filled to the brim with love for these kids. And yeah, it's the best place on earth, for sure.